Today's topic is going to be on these master cylinders and how to bleed them on a bench. Make sure all the air gets out of them prior to installing them in the car so I don't have trouble bleeding the whole system later on. Okay, one way to bleed these master cylinders, especially these little ones, is to just submerge them in brake fluid. I'm gonna not do it that way. I'm gonna put some fittings on here and plumb it into a reservoir and just pump it with a couple different angles. It'll be a little bit less messy. One reason for doing it this way too is I need to create these fittings anyways for the car. So I'm gonna put a flare on this one real quick so I can attach it to the reservoir. If you don't know by now, I love this flaring tool, so that's why I'm using it now. Just like that. I ended up adding a little rubber hose to this just so it fits well in this bucket. I don't have to fill the whole thing up with fluid. Or I can maybe just use the jar it comes in. But now I can hold it up here somehow and then just pump it. Just moving the master cylinder really slow. Speeding it up a little bit. I'm not seeing any fluid flowing. I'm getting nothing. And I think a lot of it has to do with this uphill portion. There's not enough stroke or fluid volume to get it up over this hump, so I need to reevaluate. Sometimes you just need a little baby funnel. Stick this in here. Now we have gravity working in our favor, so let's hopefully pump it but not lose all the volume out of the funnel. So go real slow. Oh, there's a little bit. It's still pumping a lot of air. Okay, I just realized that it's sucking air in through the exit, so we got to add another hose to this guy. Clearly I didn't think about this very much. Okay, now let's see what happens. Okay, now I'm seeing lots of bubbles come out, but now it sucks fluid in. Yep, now it's working. Yeah, there are some bubbles floating around in the reservoir. I'm trying not to suck them back up. So just give it a few minutes for those to go away. Bubble just came out of the top here. Another big one. Another one. Nothing's leaking down here below, by the way. That sound you hear is just this rubber boot sliding on the threads. Normally there'll be some washers on that. Yeah, nothing but clean fluid. So I'm just gonna leave this connected probably overnight, and if any bubbles wanna work themselves out, great, I'll pump it again in the morning. That should get, most of the bubbles out of this. Okay, I've come out and bench bled both master cylinders, so another item off the list. A fair amount of air came out of the master cylinder, which is the goal. And getting that thing primed, I was doing it wrong with the first 2 attempts, but the 3rd attempt, getting it primed and flowing without bubbles is the key. To get all that air expelled through the entire brake line system may be really difficult, and some parts of the brake system have little ups and downs. You really don't want to get all the master cylinder air all the way through to the calipers, so that's why I thought bench bleeding would be a good idea. I'll work on the lines for the reservoir in the car soon, and hopefully we'll have functioning brakes shortly.